Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Relyks, and today I have for you an Advance Wars match. Now, I haven't done one for a while. That's because I haven't really done any global league matches or anything that really is most outstanding performance or anything like that. But however, there is something that is important to note, is that as you guys can see above the logo, above my head, we are participating in the Amarriner Cup. This is a Advance Wars tournament that is held on the websites, which again, this is by Advance Wars by web, and it's free to play. You guys can make an account and play. So we are matched up in the tournament, and this is the map we got. My opponent is called BBHood217. Honestly, that's an interesting name, but don't know what it stands for, but you know, interesting name. Decent player actually. He or she, I don't know. The Sasha player is actually a decent player. They didn't play too bad, honestly. Sasha is actually a decent pick here, in my opinion. If you have control half the properties, you have like at least 18,000 or 1,800 extra funds coming in daily. This map is called Secret Ways, and it's a map that if you guys follow Advance Wars channels, mains, someone that me and my brother follow closely, you know, he did a match on this map, or I think he covered it. If not, he also did a Grandmasters tournament, and this was also one of the maps that was a selection. It was a Sasha versus Sammy matchup, so it was an interesting matchup for sure. That gave me a little bit of a hint, you know, to see what's coming up in this map. And yeah, so in any case, my match concluded just the other day. I felt like I should probably, you know, show my matches from this tournament at least until I start losing or something. So you know, win or lose, I'm going to post it. So yeah, so that's where we are at. My opponent chose Orange Star, is Sasha, and I am Max, which is Brown Desert. Just note, again, if you guys have followed my other Advance Wars videos, you guys know that I'm not a big fan of Max. A, I don't like to verse Max, and B, I don't like to be Max. So a little out of my element here. However, it is a 4-base map for, you know, each player. 2 at the top for me, 2 at the bottom, 2 on the sides for Sasha. On each side, that is, left and right. And then there's 1 comm tower each in the middle. Or I guess in this case you could just say 2, because the comm towers themselves could be contested, and there are cases where the comm towers don't get taken for a long while. There's a lot of terrain to traverse as well. Mountain ranges going throughout the middle of the maps, around the HQs. Yeah, so there's quite a bit of things. And the forest too. The woods get in the way quite a bit as far as vehicle movement, so those will definitely play a part. Overall, it's not a bad map. Yeah, it's not a bad map. So, per the matchup, I'm second player. I have no choice. It was just how you matched up. So I start second. Let's go ahead and get started with this right away. So, first is my opponent's turn. Obviously, we're going to speed through this a little bit just because, you know, you guys understand. It's the infantry, it's the capture phase, right? So, per the norm, you always go for your bases, the neutral bases, right? Because of my extra infantry capturing this base right away, compared to my opponent who has to just do it right here on their first turn, I'd also go for the first capture to even it up. So, simple stuff. My infantry, I decided to send both infantry straight down. That way we can get this city and this city right away, and then this city can chain to this one instead of going towards the HQ. Let's see what my opponent decides to do with theirs. They too also go straight down as well to mirror me. The only difference is I have this extra guy here, but now that's matched up. So on my turn, I'll be able to move away and decide which cities I want to capture next, but they can match after that. So per the norm, you guys can see in the bottom left corner, we both go for the captures. Honestly, there's no reason to interrupt each other's captures at this point. So again, just building infantry. Sasha having the extra funds as well. I mean, this is a pretty simple, you know, pretty simple move. Builds the first tank. Okay, as first player, that's fine. They get to make the first move, right? So I like to counter it, and the tank is here on the right side. So if I were to match this, it would be on my north side. So we'll see what I do. Again, just moving my infantry around, making sure I get my captures. I do go for the north, top right corner of the map, and reinforce with more infantry as well. So I also respond with my own tank and just more infantry. So I match tank for tank. Again, same spots. Most likely they're going to send it up. I'll send it up as well. If they send it to the center, I'll send it to the center as well. And then the tank chain will most likely begin. So again, you know, just moving your infantry around. So they decided to send the tank to the middle on this missile platform here. And then they also build an artillery on the left side. Alright, decent move. I mean, I am max, so, you know, I can't one-shot units specifically without that comm tower. So artillery is pretty good against me. Especially since I can't really build indirect myself. Max's indirect units lose one range, so that's a huge disadvantage for me. Especially going against a Sasha that could probably build a super unit compared to me building one, you know. For example, the Sasha could probably get enough money to save up for a Neo tank, and I could only probably get a medium tank. That's the difference that Sasha's funds make. So, if you see here, comparably, I am in the top left corner. My opponent has yet to get into the bottom right corner. So that's where I'm kind of winning the capture game. I'm ready to step forward, as you might say. So there I gave myself an edge. I was moving my infantry very efficiently, getting the captures going as soon as possible. So in response to this artillery, I built a tank at the very bottom. This tank is now in a position to go any direction it wants. You know, it could go right, attack these cities. Go left, attack these cities. Go up, attack this, this area. They only have one tank. And I also set up my infantry in a way where no matter what happens, they will have to interrupt and I'll get the kill, or this tank will have to, engage and I'll attack it first, which wouldn't be good for them. But again, more captures, pretty straightforward. So they use their tank, interestingly enough, to attack my infantry on the city. Now first, I don't know about that. That's kind of dumb because now my tank gets the first strike. Even if you build a tank here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't reach. So, most interesting attack. See, now they also move their infantry from this city down to this plain right here. So, had they actually moved the tank here and the infantry here, they would have killed my infantry and it wouldn't have lived. So that's a blunder on their part. I mean, the first blunder is using the tank in the first place. And then, of course, like as you guys can see, they did build another tank, but it can't cover. So they're trying to force me to stop my capture, which I don't really care. I don't really care about the capture. You already stopped it, so I'm just going to move my infantry and get a free shot on the tank. So pretty bad move by them early on. I mean, it does stop me from capturing, but it's not a huge deal because this is technically a contested city. For example, these 3 cities here are mine. And the comm tower. These 3 are theirs. This is neutral. This is in the direct middle of the map. So these don't matter. So it's quite interesting. So I go for my capture on my comm tower, and I use my tank to hit theirs. Beautiful shot since I am max. And again, captures on the bottom, captures at the top. I have my corner, they do not. That's a huge advantage that I have going for me. Because I moved my infantry in ways that, can help me get the captures faster. Not to mention, again, one of the reasons why I love being second player is as they would say, the first turn advantage second player infantry. This guy right here, this guy in the corner, he was on this base to start the game. Now, by having that guy there, I don't need to match what my opponent does because I had the advantage. So this guy moved here and now is already capturing over here, but that means I don't even need to send these guys over here either. These guys can go this way and it'll be the same exact thing. So that's something that they don't have the luxury of doing. That one infantry, that one extra infantry that I have in this corner should have been like this guy or this guy. So, in my opinion, second player had a slight advantage in that department. But that's just my opinion, of course. That's why I like second player. It's easier to, in my opinion, depend on the map, of course. Map, coast, it all depends. But in most of my cases, I like to counter. It's easier to counter your opponents. Not to mention, whenever there is infantry involved as far as the second player, especially in high funds and mixed bases, I get extra infantry, so I get more advantage to capture faster. In my opinion, you know, there is a balance, but I'm not someone who can explain that balance. In fact, I don't really agree with it. I don't know how you could balance it evenly, but that's just my opinion. So in this case, I do have the advantage of gaining territory with my extra infantry. So I finished my turn by building a tank at the top as well. So now you got one tank at the top, one in the middle that got a free shot on their tank, and one tank at the bottom, now guarding these cities. So this artillery they built on the left side hasn't done anything, and it can't do anything. So I'm fine with just ignoring it for now. And then same thing, I have territory advantage with my comm tower. So even if they stop my comm tower capture, I'll just use my infantry to help take it out. They're not capturing theirs either, so that's fine by me. And then of course the bottom right, the cities are still being contested. And in order to stop my tank, they need to send their tank down. So they're getting a little cheeky. Again, this city in the bottom left corner, that's a neutral city. That's a contested city. That's not either of ours. That's one of the cities that we should be fighting over for a while. So they send their tank onto the missile silo in the middle. Quite interesting. Tank comes down and it's going to strike my infantry, help weakening it, and they forego their capture to help try and kill that infantry. So it's an interesting move. Probably I think they know that they're not going to get the city, so, or you know, not going to get it right away. So they decided to go with that attack, and they also interrupt my capture as well. And again, they interrupt my comm tower just like I thought. Artillery moves into a spot where it could attack this guy, but this guy's not going to stay there for long, so it doesn't really matter to me. And then builds two tanks on the right side. So now one tank can go down, and one tank could go, obviously, tank chain in the middle. Now, the only problem with this is the tank is built a little late, because now this tank gets to get more free shots on these guys. So again, I ignored, you know, the artillery. I'm going for my captures. I'm going to try and get these cities as soon as possible. If you want to attack this guy, I have an extra infantry, so it's not going to be a big deal. So now this artillery still isn't doing anything. Can't shoot anybody. Totally out of danger. And again, real quick at the bottom left, you guys can see they lined up their infantry. Well, I don't care. I'm going to interrupt the cap, and I'm going to get first strike on all three. That's totally fine by me, because I got two infantry coming in. They only have one right now. This one's coming in, yes, but by the time these guys can't fight back, now that they got the first hit against them. So right now, I have a huge advantage where this guy is going to probably attack here, but then this guy's going to come in and wipe him out too. So huge advantage for me right there. So tank gets a free hit over here. I really wish that should have, you know, killed him, but it didn't, unfortunately. So my tank moves out from over here, just finishes off the infantry. Tank moves in as well. I'm on the city, so he can't attack me. So I'm getting a lot of territory advantage early on, and I haven't really lost too many units as well. So again, I base skip in the very bottom, by the way. On this map, because there's 4 bases, I think base skipping is totally fine in certain circumstances. This one being one of the cases, I had I had money to build more, but I decided to forego it because I want to save up and see what they're going to build. So let's go back real quick. Oh, I went back the whole turn. Didn't mean to do that. Let me just go ahead real quick. So as you guys can see at the very bottom of the screen, I have 19,000 funds right now. They have 2,100. They have an income of 18,700. So my thought in this moment was they might be planning to build a super unit on the next turn. Just maybe. So in response, I decided to not build something here, I think. I take it back. I remember. Okay, I do base skip later on. I do. This one was accident. I tried to build an infantry, and it didn't build. In fact, it may have actually been a recon too. I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember. This one was a mistake. I didn't mean to base skip on this turn. It was somewhere down the line I did. So unfortunately, the site lagged. I didn't build something here, and I ended my turn. That's right. I forgot about that. In any case, their infantry moves in, interrupts my captures in the top left and the bottom right. That's totally fine. Artillery moves into position now to guard that city. Again, totally fine. Look at the territory advantage. I have a couple of those cities in the corner. They don't have theirs. So I'm fine with just, holding my ground for now. I don't need to get those extra captures. As Sasha, you definitely want to be up in the captures and the income lead. But since we're kind of matching, I have a huge advantage in that department. Being second player, and I have a unit lead. Tank takes out my 1 infantry, big deal. Goes for their capture on their city again, as well as their comm tower. As you guys can see, there's nothing I can do to stop this city from being captured. Also this comm tower, so respectively, okay, you got him. That's supposed to happen, not a big deal. So infantry came in, attacked my guy, and he uses all of his infantry to attack the bottom left guys. So now in retaliation, you guys can see it's pretty equal. But again, now I have another guy coming. Again, this was supposed to be another infantry. So with this one, I should have had the advantage. I actually don't now. So that's a mistake on my part. So on their turn, they build tank recon on the left, tank infantry on the right. Now this is where the huge disadvantage comes in because I base skipped. I have one less unit in the bottom left, and had it been a recon, for example, I think it was supposed to be a recon, we would have matched. So kind of a huge detriment that I base skipped on this turn, but we'll see what happens. So I get my comm tower in the middle right away. Again, comm tower first, captures first. Boom, get a nice hit on that infantry. The new guy comes in, stops the capture. Infantry can't hit my guys except for this guy. Recon can't hit anybody, so I'm safe for another turn. And I also get a nice hit on that infantry as well. Finish off the one in the bottom right corner. And I move my infantry in the top right in a way that he can actually be attacked and be okay, or get set for an attack on either city. Tank now takes out this one. He can't reach me. Even if he did, he wouldn't want to attack a max tank on a city anyways. Again, I move my tanks in here. That was actually a mistake. I didn't mean it to do it like this. I totally misplayed that, because now they can get a free shot on my tanks, by going around and landing on the city. So I did mess up there. But then I moved my tanks in another way so I can get another chain going. I also use this infantry to block. They can't one-shot my infantry, so they would have to use 2 units to do that, to block it. So by screwing up and letting them get the city strike, I kind of screwed them over and put, I had to sacrifice this guy in order to get my tanks into position to fight back. So a little bit of a mistake, but I think it was okay. Out of artillery range, as you guys can see, no big deal. I want to try and make sure those infantry either get hit or die. That way they can't capture, because right now, you know, as you guys can see, the bottom right, they don't have these cities. Top left, I have a couple. So that's a huge advantage I have going into this game, or going through this match, is the capture advantage. I keep it close, even against a Sasha. So again, I'm just rolling out my tanks. This turn, I base skipped because I didn't have enough money. I decided to build tank, tank, and tank. 3 tanks this turn. So this one I purposely base skipped. So now this recon on the left, even if it goes down, it has to fight my tank. And plus, I'm already winning at the top left, so I don't need an extra infantry over there anyways. I just need to play defense. Infantry rolls in, recon comes in as well. They begin their capture again, a little cute. They use their first market crash. So Sasha's market crash, depending on how much funds you have, it decreases your opponent's power, co-power bar. So as you'll notice throughout this match, they get, because of the damage my tanks can do to theirs, I do a lot of co-power. I give them a lot of co-power, and they're going to use their market crash a lot, and it is very annoying. Honestly, very frustrating at times, because not only do you get to have a co-power boost in attack, but also defensively, so it makes it harder for me to punch through their units and punch through their walls and get to, like, this artillery, for example. So it just makes it a lot difficult. Even though I'm max, my tanks can't destroy them, you know, my opponent, fairly easy. So again, I let them get that shot. Probably should have attacked the 10 though, because this one was already a 9. So it's quite interesting they did that. I'm not sure. I mean, it's okay because it is a 10 still. I don't know. My thoughts though. Tanks moving in the bottom right, killing off my infantry. That's fine. Yeah, he's trying to stop my capture. This one still has 3, so I still need a couple turns. And a tank rolls in now, so because I base skipped here, this tank is free to move in that top left corner. They even move their artillery all the way in. So that's a quite interesting move. They really don't want me to get this city. So, their turn. Boom. Medium tank on the far right side. Now, the question is, where is this medium tank going? Now, as the first player advantage, or not first player advantage, but the first person to build this medium tank, she has the option to send it in a specific location. If I build it here, she could just send it up. If I build it here in the north, she could send it down. So it's something that's very conflicting for me when I saw that come out. And it's something that she can do because she has the extra funds to do it. Whereas, look at me. Now I have 18,000 this turn. Even if I build a medium tank in one location, I only have enough to build out of the 2 more bases of the 3. So it's a little bit of a detriment. So I have to base skip again if I want to match. So because I'm losing the bottom right, I decided to just forego my infantry and just make sure they can't get cities as soon as possible. So my tank gets a hit, I back it up with another tank. My tank in the bottom left now has superiority. They don't have a tank yet, so that's great for me. And I make sure to finish off her infantry so she can't capture that city. In the middle, I get nice strikes on the tanks, destroy a tank, and then start the capture. Tanks are covered. I'm going to also use this infantry to protect my tanks as well. Destroy an infantry in the middle on the con tower. So I'm getting nice territory advantage in the middle. Really nice. I also use my infantry over here in the top left. Make sure I mop up their infantry as much as I can. If they can't capture, then it won't be a huge deal that the tank and artillery are there. So I even tried to use a 6 to attack this artillery. Didn't do damage, unfortunately, but you know, it's not a big deal. Either way, the infantry is not going to die. So I do match the medium tank with my own medium tank in the bottom, with an infantry in the one infantry in the bottom and one infantry in the north, and that's all the funds I have. So unfortunately, again, I had to base skip this time I couldn't help it, but at the same time, I decided to do it because I needed to match this medium tank. I don't know where it's going, but I need to match it now, because if I wait one turn, it's going to get territory advantage wherever it goes, and it's not going to be good for me. So infantry in the top destroys my guy, recon moves in. Fortunately for them, they didn't get the kill, but then they killed that guy. Again, this recon is now a sitting duck. My tank's going to get a free shot on it, and this guy could go on my city and finish this guy off. So two nice hits for me on my turn. They use their tank, finish off my one in the bottom right, except now this tank can get a nice juicy shot on this guy, if left unchecked. So artillery retreats, unfortunately. So again, this artillery still hasn't done anything. It has all of its ammo still. It hasn't shot once. It's just moving around. So this was a terrible investment for them. Unfortunately for them, they apparently don't know how to play the artillery. So you know how to play, let's get it set up in a way to attack and defend, which is great for me. Apologies. There we go. So yeah, so not all my infantry are damaged. Their infantry are kind of healthy. That's not good for me. This tank even gets a nice hit on my infantry in the north on the mountain. That sucks because I actually didn't see that coming. So they got a nice kill, and they're going to start capturing that city as well. So now I'm only left with one guy, and all these, these guys are here. Plus the medium tank moves up and away from mine. So that's really bad. So to end their turn, tank infantry, both sides. Alright, my turn. So interestingly enough, I have my power. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm probably going, if I attack this turn, which I'm probably going to be forced to do so, because my tank has this tank advantage, this recon, I gotta use my power. Boom, max force activates. So I get one extra movement plus extra attack bonus with, direct units. So it's not like it's the biggest boost ever, but it will help this turn at least move my units around so I can get closer to the battlefield. So like the medium tank, normally it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would be on this forest, but instead I can move through and I can be on the plains here. So now I have even further advantage moving out over here. Tank comes in. Again, nice shot. Without the movement boost, I wouldn't have made it onto this forest, I don't think. I think I was right here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now I get free, I get extra defense, and I get a nice juicy hit on that tank. Beautiful. Now I also try and take out this guy, because this guy is not done capturing, so that's fine. I'll leave him be. I want to weaken that guy so he doesn't capture either. Again, bottom left, I kill that infantry, get a nice shot on the recon, almost killed it in one shot. I move my infantry on the city over here so I can protect my city. Use my weakened tank to interrupt this capture and finish him off with the infantry. I know they're gonna die, so I just kind of make sure that they don't get my city, because if I lose that city, it's kind of a big deal. That's 1,000 less for me and 1,100 more for them. So I also did this. I don't know what. Yeah, I killed a 5 infantry with a tank. That was, I don't know what I was thinking there. And again, I started catching with my 5 infantry. Pretty stupid. I don't know what I was doing there. I used my tank, get a nice juicy hit on this tank, even putting myself in range of this artillery. Don't know if that was the best idea, but because I was using my power, I thought, why not? And I also go in, attack their infantry. Again, I have a power going, so might as well have an extra attack boost. And gotta make sure the infantry stay weakened. Scorched Earth. If you can't win in the area because of a vehicle advantage, you might as well just get rid of their infantry so they can't capture. Alright, so since this medium tank went up and away from mine, I built another medium tank this turn, and unfortunately, I have to double base skip and 2 turns in a row, no less. So now I got 2 empty bases this turn. But bottom left, not a big deal. Still one neutral city that is contested. I have superiority in this, with my guys, so that's fine by me. Top, I already got my cities, totally fine. I don't mind not building this turn. I need to get control of this right side though, because that's kind of a big deal. Tank destroys my tank, nice juicy shot. Medium tank moves in, gets a nice hit on my tank. I don't know why I put my tank there. I literally gave him a free kill for nothing. Literally, I killed a 5 infantry. That's it. And they got a free kill on a tank. That's just mind-blowing to me. So they join capped over here on the bottom right, making sure they can get that city. Quite interesting. Artillery gets a hit on my tank. Doesn't do enough damage so that they can kill me. So my tank gets to live. And they don't get to kill my infantry there either. So that's another turn that my weakened... Oh, by the way, there you go. So, damage calc here. So they attacked into my tank. This was a definite luck roll because, as you guys can see, they had a 14 to 60%. So they basically did 1 damage to me. But at 3 HP, I was supposed to do 24 to 26%. That doesn't add up to 3 HP, which is 30% HP. But by calculations and luck damage, I did slightly extra percent damage. So that means on retaliation, I got the maximum retaliation damage and they died. I kind of laughed. I was like, oh, that was like the luckiest thing ever for me. Like, I'm not lucky. If you guys see my videos, I'm not too lucky. That was pretty lucky though. So, good for me. Tank goes into the south, of course, it's only natural. So, to wrap up their turn, they just move their tanks around. Build 3 more tanks and infantry. Now it's my turn. Alright, well, shit, I gave him a free kill, right? But, there's only 1 medium tank, and I have 2 now. So I gotta move in as soon as possible. So again, I go Scorched Earth, I gotta make sure these infantry can't capture. If I can't capture myself, their properties, then they can't capture mine. I even wipe out the infantry on the left side too. I even use my 1 and 2 infantry to attack their artillery. I mean, let's go back. How much damage am I even dealing? So I'm doing 1 to 2% with this guy, the top guy, and then 2 to 4% with the right guy, and I did 1 damage. Oh my god, that's pretty funny. Again, I did attack it earlier with a 6th infantry that didn't do any damage to it. So again, the percentages add up. And that's how I was able to do a little bit of damage. So now they're also in the way. The only way this tank can get through is if this guy moves out of the way. Or obviously if they kill the infantry, which they can do pretty easily. So again, my bottom right, dominating as far as the vehicle presence. And I also stopped their capture. Boom. They join capped an infantry onto that city. So that's 2 infantry I just took out with 1 tank. That's actually really good, considering I sacrificed a whole tank in the middle. So in the bottom left, neither person's going to get this city now. We're 2 even. And this time I do not base skip. No base skipping here. Their turn rolls in. Artillery moves out of the way. Infantry kills my guy. Tank moves out as far as it could probably go. It could have moved onto the plains, but killed my guy for free. Again, I can't use this tank here to attack him because his artillery is here as well. So good positioning, good, be on the forest as well as in a place where it can move out and attack my units. Again, this tank was right here. I didn't see it, I guess. I don't know. Got a free shot on my infantry. Boom. Nice, juicy 8 HP damage. That sucks because look at these cities. Look at all of these cities. And now I can't capture. It really sucks. And their infantry, they have 2 healthy infantry rolling in, as well as a medium tank. So a tank moved out and attacked my guys. Unfortunately, I have no more presence here. He even starts capturing my city at the top, so that's quite interesting. The only thing is, this tank is, my medium tank's in range of his tank. So I get a free kill. So just like how I let them have a free kill on my tank in the middle with their medium tank and tank to kill a 5 infantry no less. Now I get to kill him, and he did the same thing on a 5 infantry. I think it was 5. So huge advantage for me right there. And they build a medium tank here as well. So now we've got 2 medium tanks in the bottom versus my 1. That's not good. So before this medium tank comes in, I decided to get one more shot, killed 1 infantry. Perfect. He's out of commission. I can't attack this one because I'd be putting myself in danger of being attacked first. So instead I use my tank to weaken that tank. And I move my tanks around the top left so that they can, you know, not die and can still repair, as well as support my infantry if needed. Again, gotta make sure they kill those infantry. And now, if they want to stop my capture in the north, they have to use a tank. So again, this is another city that I'm getting to help me either pass or match Sasha's income. So that's a huge advantage for me going forward. So again, I'm even forcing them to be on the road. So I use my tank. This infantry needs 2 more turns to capture that city. So I use my tank to get a nice hit. So 8 versus a 10, right? No powers going. Boom! Reversal by 2 HP. That's a huge advantage for me. So I didn't even think that would do as much damage. Let's see. I want to take a look. So in actuality, I was supposed to do 51 to 58%. I did 6 damage. I did 60% damage. And they're supposed to do 3 damage back to me. They only did 2 because I did an extra % damage to them. So that, again, was another luck roll that I got. And now they can't attack into me because I'll destroy them. And now, because of that, this medium tank gets a free shot on this tank. So I actually got 2 tanks for the price of 1 infantry. That's pretty amazing, actually. Bottom left, I support myself. Oh, you didn't see that. Bottom left, I support myself with my tanks. Again, 1 tank can't stop me. And we match infantry. Now, I'm looking at this. I have 17,000 funds. 2 medium tanks are going to be coming in. I can't stay here forever. What do I do? I mean, this tank's going to get a nice free shot on my tank. I can't build something that will reach it. They're also going to use their power. Look at them. They have their super. They can use their power twice, and still charge it, on their next turn. So I'm in a huge pickle as far as that. I'm never going to be able to use my power again. So I'm like thinking to myself, alright, this turn, this is day 13. What the hell do I build? I'm controlling the top right completely. I just don't have infantry to capture. I'm controlling the top left because they also build a mech which can't move far. So I'm totally fine to stay on defense and wait until they come to me. The bottom left is neutral, and the bottom right needs the most help. So I was like, I need to protect this tank. Boom. That's right, everybody. I built a max rocket, an indirect unit with max. This tank can now defend my tank from being attacked by that medium tank. That insane? That is crazy. Max doesn't lose, or max rockets or indirects don't lose firepower. They just lose a range. So by pulling this rocket launcher out, I'm like, all right, I'm losing in this air. You want to attack me? Feel free to do so. I'm going to get a nice juicy shot. And to finish, I built 2 more infantry. Again, I am forced to base skip, but that's okay. I built the rocket. These guys are now supported by my rocket. I think I'm in a good spot. So, tank moves in, hits my infantry for free. Tank moves in, kills my infantry on the bottom right. Medium tank moves in anyways, and destroys my tank. And so I was like, wow. And unfortunately, they actually maneuvered their tanks in a way, and infantry, to block my medium tank in, so I can't escape. Tank moves in, infantry moves in. I get the city in the top left. So again, that's another city for me. I will take the capture and income lead. That's a huge bonus for me. Artillery moves down. He too is going on defense. Okay, now we got both medium tanks and the tanks here, and an healthy infantry capturing. Kind of stuck. I don't know what to do now. So, yes, I built the rocket, but now I kind of trapped myself. The only thing blocking this pathway is this infantry. So, my medium tank is stuck on the outside. I don't know what to do with it. And you guys can see, even if I move and attack and interrupt the capture, my medium tank is going to die. I won't be able to protect it. So, quite interesting things happening here. Uses their market crash before purchasing, I believe. Yeah. So, I lost my co-power again. Before it, I almost had my max force again, but with 18,000 remaining, they decided to use it. My power goes down. They build artillery tank, infantry. So now I'm kind of looking at my damn. Even with the rocket, that was good maneuvering. So what do I do now? Well, first off, I'm going to finish my capture in the top left. Oh look, medium tank, free hit on infantry. Nice. Tank interrupts the capture. Goodbye. Tank now. I don't know why I didn't go on the city to repair an attack. That was a mistake, obviously, but I did that, so whatever. Got the kill anyways. And now I have 2 healthy infantry coming in to help me start capturing these cities. Move my 1 infantry on the base to block again another path. I tried to destroy the tank, but unfortunately that didn't work. Because this guy's gonna die, I decide to let them have the city, and I'm gonna just try and, do as much damage as I can. So I decided to take out the biggest unit, especially with their power going. If I could just take out their tanks, that's great for me. They don't get any power charge. I do use my rocket and hit the medium tank, 50% damage. Beautiful, beautiful damage. I mean, literally, 15,000 and 16,000 medium tank. I just did 8,000 damage to it. That's already half my investment in my rocket. That's amazing. So because of this in the bottom right, I decided to shift my guys in a way that I could start reinforcing the middle if needed. Honestly, if they want to go for the neutral city, they can have it. At this point, I already have the capture advantage. I don't really need to stay there in the bottom and wait for them to come. Especially since Sasha has the extra funds coming in daily. I don't really need to be there and wait. You can waste my tanks. I'm going to move around and make the first move somewhere else. So this turn, again, now because my rocket is here, I'm forced to build only 3 units and essentially, base skip. I build a medium tank, again, to support the bottom, either left or right, and I build 2 more infantry in the top so I can start capturing elsewhere. I also get a nice shot on the infantry for free. Yay! Alright, their turn rolls in. So again, I don't know what's going on here. That's pretty wild. So again, they reinforce their area, but again, artillery, not a big scary thing unless another like tank or medium tank comes out. It's not really that scary. So they go for the bottom left city, artillery in position to stop whatever attacks me. And at this point, the only unit that can is this tank. And I'm like, I don't care. You can have it. Feel free to take it. I don't care. They even move their mech and tanks up in the top left. Medium tank gets a nice juicy shot on my tank. Oh god. But then they use their medium tank. Boom. Hello. Hello. So, and my tank didn't die, by the way. My medium tank didn't die. Let's take a look at that. 30 to 34%, even though I'm on a road. Max tanks are just strong. My goodness. Look at that. I'm still alive. They even use their 3 tank to try and destroy me. 5 to 7% and they didn't get it. It's so hilarious. So that's one of those moments where they probably should have used their power. As you guys can see, I have my max force again. They should have used their power to give them the extra boost. If they had the extra boost, that's a 1% extra increase. That would have mattered, probably. So they do use their market crash, again with 21,700. I lose my max force again. It's so annoying. Tank, artillery, and infantry. Alright, so I finished off the tank with my rocket launcher. So again, my rocket has now earned itself in completely. 15,000 for practically their 15,000 from that medium tank, since I did retaliation damage with mine. So that's amazing. Medium tank now gets to get free kill on their tank. Awesome. Heck, I even use this infantry artist. Poof! Oh my god. I mean, the chances of that happening is pretty insane. And they have their power going. Look at this. 1 to 3% chance. They should have hit me harder than that. Poof. The luck in this game was on my side for once. I was mind blown how unfair, I guess you can say, how unfair the luck was for me. Or, you know, for them. I actually got lucky, so I'm very happy for that. But, you know, at the same time, if it was me on that side, I would be very pissed off, to be honest. Medium tank moves in, so now I got rocket and medium tank against their units. I've saved the bottom, and they have no infantry to capture those cities. Top left, I gotta retreat a little. Not a big deal, though, because I have infantry to match theirs, and a tank to match their tank. Even with their artillery coming in, it's closer to my base, so I can reinforce faster than they can going through two woods. So I keep my main tank out of range of that artillery. I even build more tanks, top and bottom. So, yeah. As you guys can see, this is now day 16. I have a 2-unit lead, as well as almost a 20k. Actually, yeah, it's more than 20k. That's 27k. Value lead, and the capture or the income lead, or the income is the same. So kind of a huge advantage for me. I had control all locations except for now the bottom left, which that doesn't matter. It really doesn't. So again, they move their units, protecting their artillery, hitting my infantry. So again, I can't capture now in the bottom right. So yeah, nothing really much happening here. Nothing they can really do, unfortunately. But they still have their power, by the way. Medium tank comes in, destroys his infantry. One medium tank comes in, destroys their tank. That medium tank is absolutely amazing. Holy crap. So now my job here is done with this rocket. This medium tank can't attack my new one, so this guy's got me covered. So, time to retake the bottom left. Rocket moves over to the left to help protect. Boom. Now I'm ready to fight again. Top right. Alright, I'm just going to bulk up my troops. Top left. I'm going to get a nice hit on that mech. You don't want your mechs... First of all, you don't want your mechs on the roads. 2, you don't want your mechs getting hit by infantry first. So, huge advantage. And I get a nice juicy shot on the tank first. This tank can't reinforce in time. It has no movement. So again, a huge blunder on their part. They push too hard. And again, I have my tanks recovering. So I decided to do 2 tanks, 2 infantry. Alright, so they're moving to the center with their infantry. Whatever. Look at that. Look at this recon attacking my infantry. Boom! Nice free kill for me. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know if they're really making a mistake or if they're just not good at the game anymore, or, you know, as much as I thought. So, they're just hitting my units as hard as they can. Again, protecting this artillery, and putting in range for when my medium tank has to move around. That's whatever though, I don't really care. Spamming the tanks. They need to respond to my medium tanks. I have one in both the north and the south, and this one infantry, 1 HP medium tank has done a lot as well. So if I could repair that up, that's going to be a huge problem for them. Rocket gets the kill on the recon. Juicy recon kill. And I'm just going to move my tanks in, position to just defend. And again, this rocket, it protects right here, so you can't wall break me. There I go. My medium tank's on the city. Gonna get repaired. Top left, taking control. Infantry getting shots on the mech. Boom. I shouldn't have done that to capture. That's probably a waste of time because now that's a free infantry to get hit. Honestly, that was pretty stupid. I decide to move in and destroy a tank. And now this tank gets a free hit on the artillery. Artillery is out of commission. Nothing to stop my medium tank. Sure, they can destroy my tank. I'm fine with that. Totally fine. I'm getting the capture. Boom! Artillery is now dead. Huh, look at that. And I still have another tank repairing and coming back into action. So I am just totally dominating at this point. Again, I'm just going to start speeding through this. There's not much they can do. They're even trying to capture the bottom right and interrupt my captures around the map. It's not going to help. It really doesn't matter at this point. Main tank moves into the center. Not going to do anything there. Again, I'm just going to follow it with my medium tank. They use another market crash, gets rid of my max force, and builds another medium tank. So now they have a response to mine in the north, but it's a little too late. Because now look, I'm still moving around, I'm still killing their tanks. Boom. Beautiful. Bottom right, I interrupt their capture, kill another infantry. Blocking, I'm going to take back that city they took from me. Boom. Kill the tank in the bottom left. They have 0 tanks to fight me in the bottom left now. And my rocket moves up too. Very beautiful. So yeah, there's nothing there we can really do. Oh, by the way, so top, I realized I have 14,000 funds. And I'm like, huh, alright. Let's just join cap. Boom, tank on tank. I have 16,000 now. Tank, infantry, infantry, infantry. Now I get funds for next turn, and I get infantry out, and my tanks are all healthy, so they can't even attack me. Medium tank moves in, finishes off my medium tank. That was a 3. So wasted money there. That's okay. Look at this. Oh, look at that. First hit. I get first strike. I don't know if they're just making huge mistakes all over the place now on purpose, or it's just accidental. I don't know. Either way, the medium tank's toast. They build a medium tank on the left side now. Again, they didn't use their power, so now I have a chance to get my max force. So I take all the engagements I can, and there we go. Max force. Medium tank moves in. Boom. What a clean hit on the bottom. Look at that. Beautiful. And I even join cap here. It only needs 1 more capture. I am 100% guaranteed to get it. And look at that. My main tank can go cover now. Main tank in the top is useless. My tank's in the bottom, mopping up with all the forces they have left. It's just, yeah, it's sad. It's sad. Good, beautiful damage. Oh my god. I killed all their tanks. This medium tank can't touch me. This artillery can hit one of my tanks, sure. Feel free to do so. I'll just run away. You can't kill me, so let's do whatever. I respond to their medium tank with my own. So now I have a super unit in all corners. This one will cover the top left. This one covers top right. This one covers bottom right. And the rocket covers bottom left. What else can they do? And with that, they resign. Look at that. Look at the kill to death ratio. Oh my god. That was a huge match. Again, they started to really blunder. I don't know if that's because they were making mistakes on purpose or not, but yeah. Look at my deaths. I only built infantry, tanks, and medium tanks. My goodness. My goodness. Look at their variety. Incredible. So, yeah, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed this little breakdown of my replay. Again, this is my first tournament match for the Amarriner Cup. If I remember correctly, this is the third. Yes, this is the third Amarriner Cup. I'm in Division 2 G. Yeah, so not bad of a matchup, honestly. I was a little scared because it was Sasha. I wouldn't be able to use my powers, and then B, again, I mentioned the income at the beginning of the match. You know, if you split the properties, excluding the neutral ones that you can test, that's 1,800 every single turn for them, extra. Good news is, they didn't get that 18 very fast, and in fact, I mean, I got my top left way faster than they could even get the bottom right. So because of that advantage, I was getting more funds than they were, you know. And unfortunately for them, they made so many mistakes going forward. I got first strikes on tanks. I got first strikes with my infantry. So I won in a lot of engagements. Regardless that, yes, I base skipped a couple times. My units are healthy. They're stronger. I don't really need to keep building as many units as they have to. So, yeah. I mean, I wasn't perfect. I made a few mistakes as well. But pretty fun match anyways. I really thought it was going to be, like, I honestly thought I was going to lose going into this matchup. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Again, I'm not a big fan of Max, but definitely came in handy with the extra tank power. And again, even though I'm Max, that rocket launcher. Look at this guy. This beautiful rocket launcher. Lovely. Killed a medium tank. Killed an infantry. Killed a recon. I mean, that's more than it's even worth. That's crazy. So, Max Rocket came in handy. Don't be afraid to build indirect units with Max when it needs to be built. It really does work. I mean, look. It loses a range, but look at it. It still has a really big range. So cover it with some tanks, you know, it's not going to be killed. But yeah, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, hit the like button. Comment down below what you guys thought. Obviously, I know I could have did better, but you know, don't harp on me about that. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, stay tuned. I have another match coming up. Unfortunately, as of this date, my opponent has not chosen their co. They're not accepting the match, and I believe by tomorrow, either tomorrow or the next day, it will automatically put us into the match, regardless of whether or not they chose a co or not. And yeah, unfortunately, I don't agree with the tournament rules. It's 5-day increments with 1.5 days increase per turn. If this person doesn't play, which unfortunately they have 100 games, they have over 100 games going. If they don't play, I'm probably not going to have another tournament match or even a video out until like 3 months, 2 months later. Like, it's ridiculous. I mean, I even played a match with this guy in a 2v2 with, you know, a public match, and he didn't do his turns. He played like once a day, every other day, and it sucks. And he has 100 matches going. That's ridiculous. So you may not see another tournament match for a while, but if you do, hopefully it's quick. I don't know. We'll see. And hopefully I'm on the winning side too, because, you know, sometimes it's a tactic. If you wait long enough, your opponent starts to forget what they were doing in the game, and if this guy takes forever to do his turns, I may end up doing that. It is a 2-base map next time, and there's a lot of terrain that gets in the way. I'm being forced to kind of use a co I'm not really experienced with, but my brother would say otherwise. Stay tuned for that. So we'll see what happens. But for now, that's it. This was a fun match, honestly. Again, it's probably not the most impressive thing ever, but I figure I might as well put my tournament matches on video anyways, just for you guys to see. You know, in case I get to the finals, who knows? Maybe I win the tournament, right? So, hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day. Stay tuned for more content like this as well as other things. I know my Advanced Wars content's kind of sporadic. I do apologize. I do need to play more Global League matches, so I'll probably try and get into that. There is a 2v2 that I am playing right now that's kind of interesting. I may break that one down. It's a huge map though. I may need a replay viewer, maybe. I'm not sure. We'll see. Because I'm already zooming in on this map as much as I can already, and I've already heard from you guys. Some of you guys have complaints about it being too small. Again, I do apologize. This is kind of the biggest it can get while still showing you everything you need to see, as well as if you guys are not viewing this on like a computer or something, at least a decent sized screen. Again, it may be small, but that's why we talk over and we explain what's happening in the match. So hopefully you guys can understand that. And if I do that 2v2 and it's a huge ass map, hopefully you guys understand that. If it's hard to see, I do apologize, right? So we'll see. That one will probably be done sooner than whatever my next tournament match is. We'll see. Anyways, I'll leave it here. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next one.